list from spinning out completely. Otherwise, not much I can do. I would hate to not pay back my debts. Gotta get back. Or gotta get back. I'm out. See you up there. All right. Good news is, I'm really good with interface. And while this one has a greater risk of setting me back, this fails. I do have the advantage of that, yeah, get the big bonus on that, and I get cash and other stuff for doing it. All right. Now I gotta deal with that potential gang war while fixing everything else. Even before you enter the office, you can hear the sound of Rabia working the heavy bag. She's hammering at the chain, creaking as it shakes with each hit. She's been like this since Sabine disappeared at the sentence. Sitting on a stool looking at the terminal in the corner, searching through the SNR data you pulled all those cycles ago. How have you been? I'm well, Sleeper. Happy to no longer be hunted. They smile. Yannick has plenty to deal with, and without Yannick, I'm free. They glance nervously at Rabia. Rabia stopped punching, and the silence you can hear her breathing hard. Sabine looks over at her, and they sense something between them. You realize you haven't seen them together since they tried to kill each other in the same unit. The same unit. A lot has changed since then. They hooked him up like a puppet. Rabia hits the bag. Rigged that thing in his head so they could control him. Push the old Yannick out. I don't know why he let them in. Rabia throws more punches, but Celeste, don't let them in. They're flurry. Yet again shouldn't deal with corporations. Never will again. She spits. Rabia comes away from the bag. It's a war out there with Yannick murdered. They are looking for the killer. They're claims of a coup of an organization. People taking advantage. She rubs her head. No good will come of this. Sabine interjects. Not true. Come now. They turn to you. Now the connection is broken, I've been looking at removing the trackers from the implants in Yadigan's enforcers. It's a significant job, but I think with time I can do the surgeries. Rabia softs. Time? Yadigan will tear itself again the next 5 cycles. She thumps the bag again and walks away to the far side of the unit. Sabine watches her go, concerned. She'll get there, I say to you, not looking away from Rabia. It's impossible to deal with all of this. Yadigan really collapse? I don't think so, no. Rabia doesn't either. Look over at her, at least not when she's calm. What I understand now is Natican can be something if we want it to be. Coming here from SNR, from all the core worlds, all I saw was a gang. And the Yannick keeping a tight leash, they shudder. Rabia believes, and I want them to be. Look unsure. I also want to be done with SNR, but I doubt they're done with me. Nods away, rubbing their shoulders. You and Rabia... Sabine fixes you with a look. Yes, Sleeper. Isn't that obvious? Smile. I wanted to say, Sabine begins nervously. I want to say I didn't tell you where I came from. I know I've apologized before, but I want to do it again. I want to again. They pause. Properly. I leaked the data on the sleeper program. It was trying to help people like you grit their teeth. But if after all the cycles here being pushed down, pushed around, trying to survive, all that got away from me. When you turned up, they sigh. It shook me up. They run a hand through their hair, but I ended up here, so they look at Rabia. Oh, of course. They reach in their pocket to take out a handful of vials. These are the last of the case. You can have them. They drop them into your hands. After these few, I don't know what we can do, but with the SNR connection broken, down. Other ways, repairs, other pharmaceuticals. They heard they're doing some labs out in the Greenway. Perhaps they can help. They meet your eye. I'm sorry I can't do more. Thank you for everything. Look away, their eyes bright with tears. Rabia crosses back to you and sits beside Sabine. They look at each other. You can't help but smile at the idea of them together. What are you two plotting? Rabia asks. Sabine laughs. The sound is a welcome one. You watch the two of them teasing each other and smile. Later when you leave, take the handful of files in your pocket and look at them. You still feel that core of anger deep down inside, and you don't know if it will ever leave. SNR doesn't own you anymore. They can't, because this place, these people own you. They are what makes you get up in every cycle. They are what keeps you breathing. You'll put the files away and walk through the low end. Your senses tuned to every sight, every smell, and every sound. Soaking it all in. Living. Drive complete. Not enough for another upgrade yet, but now we've got plenty of medication. Before we go up. Let's get food from our good friend. All right. Alright, not enough to finish quite yet. I had one more dice. I could have had it finished. Oh well. Stabilizer. Pull 5 die. And end the day. Okay. So that picks up the story, but I still have a little time to finish this side quest. Finish with Dazed Despair. The atmosphere in the airlock is euphoric. You and Bliss keep grinning at each other like idiots. Exhausted, blinded, sore, and aching idiots. Sleeper, that was incredible. She punched you in the arm. I never thought we were going to make it. Those idiots tangled the whole thing up like nothing I've ever seen. Good team. Bliss smiles a winning smile. As the lock's inner door clunks open, Moritz gives a rare whoop. He looks exhausted too, and for good reason. Moritz been the one ferrying tools and parts back and forth from the ship. His tired smile tells you he's glad it's done. Sleeper, Bliss, shakes his head. Impressive. When I saw that ship come in, I thought there was no way. Why, thank you, Morris. She thanks for believing in us. You know what I mean? Take the compliment. You shoulder some of the gear that comes back in with you and Bliss, and heads to the back of the racks to stow it. Thanks for them to do the honors. She nods the ragged console more dissembled. I don't want to jinx it. She smiles, but you see she's genuinely nervous. Check the console. Head over to the console and check the screen. It takes a second to see what you are doing through the flickering cracked display, but after a moment you see the accounts. And there it is, almost 1,000 cryo set in the bay's transfer account. Well, have we been screwed again? We did it. Bliss kicks off from the floor and spins up in the bay, shouting as she does. The noise takes Marth by surprise, and he knocks his back apart, scattering handfuls of metal fixed across the bay. Slightest sight of something, glinting steel catching the work like glitter. Sorry, says Bliss, grinning when she comes back down. I needed that. She kicks off and joins at the terminal. More even managed to let produce. We made a tiny profit, eventually. Here, she holds a stack of blank chits in the terminal and transfers the cut of the cryo to them. This is your cut. She hands you the chits. Thank you for believing in this place. She looks away and smiles, even when I couldn't. When you first met me, I was on the edge of giving up. All it would have taken was one more push. But now this place is sparking again. Work is coming in. There are funds in the accounts. Even more at his spring a step. You both look over at him, happily wrecking fools. That's because of you. He likes you. He's a good kid. Isn't bad, is he? You came here looking to rob the place? Give him a job instead. Don't tell him I told you that. I just thought it might help you understand the kid. Morris turns to look at you, and both of you awkwardly wave. Maybe it's time to change the subject. But now, from here on out, it's going to be a little easier. Look for some opponent contracts. Stuff that keep us inside the bay, not out in the black. No need to risk our necks if we don't need to. Want to cash out? That's fine. But there'll always be work here for you. Work for you here when you need it. Back. She smiles and then, out of nowhere, quick gives you a hug. She steps back and glances around reflexively. Take care, she says softly. You too. Turn to leave. And Sleeper? Yes? Don't spend all that once. There we go! Let's put that into Engineer. That. Just plot forward. There's a crowd, but you spot Lem and Mina immediately as you get to the dock. They're waiting at the court, and Marcel security are checking the crew in to board the ship. Those that manage to get up to the hub are crowded at the entrance, but even they know their chance of getting aboard is long gone. Lem! They'll spot you in the crowd. Sleeper, we are here. They are standing beside a bag which looks to carry all the possessions they have. It is small enough to be carried in one hand. Hi, Mina. Mina is vibrating with excitement. She seems strangely at home in microgravity, but then you remember she spent her whole life in space. Hi, robot. You hand the self-ID film to Lem, keeping your own. He turns it back and forth in the slide. Where did your friend get this picture? It looks like my old Conway ID. You look, and a shimmering younger Lem stares at the film. Harder and clean cut. I spoke to the guard here. Now to the green and white clad security officer. We do an orientation and role assignment aboard. So we're going to be working under the core crew, like an intern. He laughs. What do you think, Meanie? Am I too old to be an intern? Following Lem's need, you inspect your ID. Something that makes you... As you hold the film up to the light, you see something strange. Something that makes you flinch. The face print in the film is one you recognize immediately, but it's not you. At least not how you look now. You squint at this ghost, confused why you hadn't noticed earlier. It's a picture you don't remember being taken. A memory you didn't know you had. For signing the forms to walk to the sleeper tank, the cold metal floor. Remember the SNRP employee who helped you in, her smile clean and surgical. Freeze in place. Think of you that still sleeps somewhere in an SNRP facility. That won't wake until you are recovered and disposed of. Now you are leaving. Will they ever wake up? Sleeper? Lemon around your thoughts. These guys want us to board. You stare at him without thinking and notice the guard gesture you both come forward. Call kick off and fold over to them, stating yourselves against the guardrail. You hang back, letting Lem present his ID film first. The guard slides across the white machine, much like the one Caster printed them from. You reflexively rub the puncture mark in your hand, even though there's no trace of it now. It seems to be your destiny to be someone else's tool. Lem and Mina are waved through, the guard smiling your excited face. Lem turns back to you, checks if you're coming, the guard beckons you closer. Board. You shake off your doubts and hand over your ID film. The guard barely looks at it as they pass through the scanner and wave you through. Your life built from old things. You okay? Lem asks, concerned, as you catch up with him. You are so slow, robot, Mina teases, grabbing you with small hands. I'm good. Lem nods and realizes how much harder it must have been for him to cross that threshold. Mina struggles in his arms, trying to get to you, and Lem relents, struggling with both the bag and his daughter. Mina tumbles through the microgravity and grabs onto your clothes for purchase. Pulling herself into your arms, you all proceed on the walkway, the entrance to the docking bridge leading wide in above you. Are we a family, robot? Mina asks you move, take you by surprise. Guess so. Mina smiles and presses her head against your chest, pleased by your answer. You keep moving, up into the docking bridge, then into the thin glass-walled connector, all the time Mina clutching onto you. The lack of gravity means you can't feel her weight, only the grip of her small hands on your clothes. You both stare wide-eyed at the vast hull of the sidereal horizon, trying to think of this huge machine as a home. Later, when you sit in your bunk, after Mina has finished running back and forth between you and Lem, with endless and infectious excitement, you find yourself looking at your ID film once more. Somehow, it was the last time you looked at it, its image didn't change. It still pictures the old you, the person that signed up to have their consciousness copied and placed in the ownership of this. But something else is cropped onto the image, an underlying sense of self-identification. It's also a picture of you now. You that survived the Eye, that made friends here, that found a way out, and escaped against all odds. The other you might never wake up, they might never live again, but so be it. They consigned you to a doomed life of their own game. Their life is yours now. You will live it better than they ever could. You lie back in your bunk as the thrust of the sidereal's vast engines kick in. This feeling, this rumble, will be your constant companion for the next decades. You'll be there when you work, when you watch Mina grow, you dream of the planet at the end of the journey. Stay with you and your body starts to fail. Despite the best efforts of Lem and Mina, the years stack up and exceed its safe operating period by a decade. The thing that you wake up to those rare moments of consciousness, between which Mina will keep you in a frozen state in the hopes of preserving you until your destination is reached. Will still be there when Mina wakes you, tears in her eyes, to tell you of Lem's inevitable death. It will not relent, despite your desire for moments of silence. The final thing you hear, as Mina shuts down all but the most vital of your functions and hopes beyond hope that you'll make it to your final destination, all the while doubting that you will. For now, this moment of departure is a new sound, new feeling, and because of this, is filled with the promise of the future. And so, as you settle back on your bunk, close your eyes. And in moments, you are sleeping a perfect dreamless sleep, the most peaceful that you can ever remember. And that's our second good ending, as opposed to our stay on the station ending. So I'm assuming I'm starting the day over. Yep. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to bounce over to the other ending. Consider. Stay on the Eye. Can't do it. When you reach the far wall, you turn back. The scene continues in front of you as if nothing has changed. And that's as people are boarding. The crowds are still gathered to court. The sidereal horizon still blinks, its yellow hull bright against the stars. And there are Lem and Mina, glancing up towards the docking bridge, bag in hand. Mina is, Lem is facing, Mina is still in his arms and facing back towards you. You watch her face, confused, sullen, but twinkling with a growing excitement as Lem carries her forward. As you watch Mina, you think about your future, about the future you might choose. You know one thing is for certain, that future is on the Eye. You no longer have any enthusiasm for being carried forward by the dreams of others, for grand futures that unfold like angelic rings across the horizon. The future being made now, in a spinning ring, its people and its systems, you are sure of that. As you watch Mina disappear into the sidereal horizon, and much later, when you saw the ship pull away, you feel a sense of longing to be carried. Not by the systems that spin the suns, not the corporations that run the corporations that run the colonies, but by love, towards an uncertain future, just as Mina was. And that, you think, is the future you wish to make here on Erlin's Eye. Alright. So, that is quest, that side quest done. Strange choice. Castor stands beside you at the rail. Watch the pinpricks of light from the sightless horizons drive disappear. But not unexpected. Turn and Castor's beam at you with an unsettling warmth. What do you want? Castor rolls his eyes. Please, Seeper. We know each other by now. I only wish for you to exercise that strong drive of yours. If I rely with my own, then that is pleasing to me. If it is not, I cannot punish you. Not Celis. Indeed, Castor looks out at the stars. Indeed, this is a matter which worries me. Sandra Celis has taken a step back from the public eye. It seems material struggles are playing out within their pristine halls. But I doubt core politics are of much concern to you. The eye, though, seems to be your primary concern. Am I right? It's my home. Smiles broadly. Then we are fellow residents. This place has been a good home for me. Though, like all places, it has phases. Do not idle here too long, Sleeper, unless you wish once again to be caught in the movement of systems much bigger than yourself. I'll keep my eye on you, if you don't mind, Sleeper. My curiosity remains piqued. Once he leaves, you stay a little at the rail, watching the stars. Imagining the look on Mina's face when she sees Celis 1 for the first time. Imagining excitement when she first touches its soil. The joy when she first stands outside the rain, laughing. These images, though they won't happen for decades, are what will carry you through this cycle, and possibly perhaps the next one too. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe, and also consider backing my Patreon. Patreon backers get episodes up to 1 week early of this show and any future Let's Plays. Also, please consider backing my Ko-fi. Toss me a few bucks also helps support the show, and it's not a monthly obligation or anything like that.